Yo, yo, yo.
Eminem podcast, baby.
We back.
Can you see me? Can you see me? Am I in the shot?
I'm not in the shot. You are.
Let's
good.
get in the shot. We live, man.
There we go. We good.
Eminem podcast. Be back for another episode.
Yes, sir.
As you can see, we have a guest with us. This man is Gerald. He's from the Dub. Orangeburg Wilkinson High School. But let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Gerald Bookhart. I'm from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Not born and raised, but definitely raised, man. Definitely raised. It's my hometown, man. Very proud. I'm just here to shed some light on a few different subjects.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? We want to give our people a shot. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to look far for no local celebrities. We ain't about that drama. We just here spitting some real stuff. Just three brothers. Spitting some real stuff. And we're going to start off with the NFL. You guys know I'm Green Bay to the death.
Carolina to the death.
What's your team, Gerald? What's your team?
I know we might get a lot of flack.
What we got?
I'm definitely a Dallas Cowboys fan. Man.
Ouch.
We had a bad year this year, down year, but I definitely feel we on the way to getting back to the NFC Championship, man, and on top of the mountain. Congrats to Philly, man. Big shout out to Philly.
Philly.
I doubted them at first, but they proved me wrong. Definitely proved me wrong. I got some friends who Philly fans. So
yeah.
Philly.
Man, y'all enjoy it, man, because we definitely gonna be back next year.
And
man.
that's y'all that's NFC East.
Yeah, definitely NFC East, man, and we got a few championships under the belt with the Giants and the Eagles, and our past championships.
Here we go. Back down memory lane.
That's
memory lane.
Past championship.
That's what we known for, though. But the NFC East, man, is black and blue, tough division, man. We got good quarterbacks, and we able to run the ball.
Got a mediocre quarterback, too.
Yeah, got mediocre quarterbacks. Y'all don't have good quarterbacks.
We don't have good quarterbacks?
Y'all don't have good quarterbacks. Y'all are the epitome of the mediocre quarterbacks. Let me tell you.
We talk about this every day. We talk about this every day.
This is my opinion on Eli Manning. Giant fans get mad. Then think about this. Eli Manning is an average, and I'm going to say average because I'm being nice, is an average quarterback with great moments.
Enough to win 2 Super Bowls?
Average quarterback with great moments.
Great moments.
Enough to win 2 Super Bowls.
So what is Trent Dilfer?
Who won 1 Super Bowl?
He won
with
Super Bowl.
Great defense.
But
so did the Giants.
But is he a great? What was the Giants?
Yeah, the Giants had a great defense.
So did the Giants.
So
yeah.
So
y'all are y'all really comparing Trent Dilfer to Eli Manning?
I really am.
Oh no, my God.
I really am. I really am.
Eli Manning comes from quarterback royalty.
Which could be overrated.
Archie Manning was overrated?
Yes, he was.
Peyton Manning was overrated?
No. Peyton Manning's great.
Archie Manning wasn't good.
What is Archie Manning?
He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's what he is.
Archie Manning is not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh, we got to fact check, dude.
Archie Manning is not.
We have to fact check.
Let's find out. I'll find
Archie
out.
Manning is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we definitely have to fact check that.
Archie Manning, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I definitely believe Archie Manning is a Hall of Fame.
Archie Manning is not in the Hall of Fame. he in the Ole Miss Hall of Fame.
That's funny.
Are the College Hall of Fame?
But you know what's weird though? If he is, he's gonna have him. It's gonna be Peyton Manning and Eli Manning.
Eli Manning is gonna get in just on
name
and what's that word on you? Just
family name,
and just because he got 2 Super Bowls.
Just because?
I'm about to say something that's gonna be very unpopular. This is a shock moment. And I appreciate him for what he did for for black quarterbacks. Doug Williams.
Love Doug Williams.
Love Doug Williams. Do you consider Doug Williams a great quarterback? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Let me be more specific. Do you consider Doug Williams a great NFL quarterback?
Great NFL quarterback.
Where? Besides his Super Bowl winning season, when he came in for Joe Theismann, when has Doug Williams had a great NFL career? Ever.
That's a good point. Very good point. I don't believe he ever had as good a year as he had when he went to the Super Bowl.
He did.
When they won the Super Bowl. but I always believe he was above average quarterback. I mean, like,
I do believe he was above average quarterback, but was he a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Hall of Fame quarterback. First black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Won a Super Bowl. I think so. Man.
But see, we are mixing his football abilities with his what's wrong to use? I want to say his stamp. What he did was a big social moment. It was huge.
2001.
Who?
Archie Manning.
In the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
In the
Fact check
NFL Hall of
point.
Fame.
NFL Hall of Fame.
Man, he got in because of Peyton Manning.
No,
He got it because of Peyton.
he got it because of Peyton.
Greatest dad.
What has
He's the greatest dad.
Archie Manning done in being in the NFL Hall of Fame?
What you mean?
Well, okay, what I was going to say, Doug Williams. Doug Williams got in on impact. Doug Williams got on impact. It's not so much he had a great
It was a
impact.
I can kind of agree with that.
So I can see him getting the Hall of Fame. Wasn't
Wait a minute. I might have been wrong. No, go ahead. Keep going. I might have been wrong, though.
Okay. It wasn't so much about his athletic. It wasn't so much about him being a great quarterback. It's just much about his impact on the game and what he did opened up the door for other black quarterbacks to be accepted.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
So I can see that why he got in, but even there's going to be
he's in there. I see him. He literally has a whole page dedicated to him.
But think about this.
I think every player does, but he's.
And what has Archie Manning done?
Well, and one thing
besides have great reproductive system that produced two, one great quarterback and one decent.
One thing you do have to look at is at the time of Archie Manning, and if I recall, I think it was early 70s or something like that. Quarterbacks didn't have to do as much as they do now. I mean, you can have a game where you have 100, 150 passing yards, one touchdown, and you can be considered MVP of the game. I mean, times has really changed now where they throw the ball a whole lot more. And you, as a quarterback, you have to do much more. So, I mean, considering that time, I don't know what kind of, verified him as a Hall of Fame quarterback, but I mean, he's there. So obviously he does. He did enough to get there.
His son. Now, watch this. Have you ever seen Archie Manning play?
No.
I'm not. Of course, not live. Any of his highlights?
I saw a few highlights.
You ever seen Archie Manning play?
No, never.
Archie Manning, I can give him this. He's the first scrambling quarterback. Now, I'm sorry, not scrambling. He's one of the first dual threat quarterbacks.
Okay. Yeah,
Archie would run.
I do know that. Yeah.
So that means he got to pretty much have a wide open offense.
Yep.
Archie Manning got into the NFL Hall of Fame because of who his son was. If he never had great sons, he would be a forgotten quarterback.
He did win a Super Bowl, right?
No.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Wasn't he with the same team, the Colts team? Who was the Colts team?
He did play for the Colts.
That won with the owner of the Panthers.
Johnny
Unitas?
Unitas?
Johnny Unitas. Oh, wrong team. Whoa, I'm way back.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry.
Johnny Unitas?
Archie Manning. I don't know about you, my friend.
I think he got caught on some sorry teams.
That's right.
Remember now, and he's also in the same area as Joe Montana.
That's right.
So Archie,
Man.
so that's not, I think Archie just get credit now. Now, if you said he need to go in the College Hall of Fame,
He's there, I think.
he should be in the College Hall of Fame. He should be.
He's definitely in the College Hall of Fame.
He should be. NFL Hall of Fame this is like I'm a Green Bay Packer fan.
He was the second overall pick though.
2-time Pro Bowler. He was second overall pick.
Okay, guys. Now we want to go. We want to go over the list of second overall
You
picks.
want to hear his one stat that just looks funny?
What?
125 touchdowns, 173 interceptions.
That's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame material, I guess. It's the kid. It's the kid.
It's the kids, man. It's just that
even with his 18 rushing touchdowns, he doesn't touch his interceptions.
It's just that I think his kids made his namesake keep coming up.
During his tenure, the Saints had 9 losing seasons.
That's like NFL. That sound like a Hall of Fame quarterback to you?
No. Well, they only managed to get to 500 once in 1979.
Yeah. I don't know. He's in there for a reason.
His sons. He right in there with his average son quarterback Eli.
So you really believe it?
I really believe.
Eli. I mean, just think about the offense when they won the Super Bowl.
It was no offense. That was the epitome of. I'm glad you said that. Their offense is the epitome of that Buccaneers offense.
Oh man, with Brad Johnson.
Yes.
Whoa, man.
Y'all comparing Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer
To
to
Eli
Eli
Manning.
Manning?
The numbers don't lie. Misha, we did an
We
episode.
looked it up.
We
We had
did.
a
We
whole
we did an episode a couple of weeks back
We
that
had a whole
started
episode
some
about it.
controversy with some 49ers fans. Shout out Big Treg and Randall. I said that. I say Steven Garcia and Steve Young are the same quarterback. Everybody lost their cotton picking mind. But guess what the numbers say?
They exactly
Guess
the
what
same.
the numbers say?
I was a fan of Jeff Garcia. Big fan.
I said Steven Garcia. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jeff Garcia.
I was a big fan of Jeff Garcia. I thought
You still got Carolina on your
I
mind.
thought
Yeah.
he was in the mold of Joe Montana, Steve Young. Those not Joe Montana, Steve Young.
Yeah.
He was in the mold of Steve Young.
I told somebody, what's the difference? They're like, oh, he's greatness. He had Jerry Rice.
That's true.
He had Jerry Rice. Their numbers are the same. And Jeff Garcia.
Okay, I really want to know. Did he really make it to the Hall of Fame?
Archie Manning?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's in there, right?
Yeah.
Yo, he must be in there for the worst quarterback ever.
I'll tell you.
Yo, listen to this. His record as a starter was 35, 101, and 3, the worst in NFL history among quarterbacks with at least 100 starts.
He in the Hall of Fame.
He was retired, having never played on a team that notched a winning record nor made the playoffs. He must be in the Hall of Fame for being the worst quarterback of all time.
That is a good point.
You know what? That's what happened when you produce great seeds. Because think about it. Because Peyton was so great that Peyton got talked about. So I'm gonna see if that's 2001 he got in. So Peyton came in 98, had a terrible year that rookie season. Then 99, 2001 he was balling. So constantly Archie at the games, Archie in the spotlight.
So
He
they
gets
put,
to
him
look.
they put him in the.
He got to be in the Hall of Fame for being the worst quarterback
They
ever.
put him in the Hall of Fame for coming to the games.
No, because him being at the games, he gets mentioned. When you mention Peyton Manning, he gets mentioned. When you look at a Peyton Manning game, he gets mentioned.
Man, that's true.
He gets mentioned, and see the numbers don't lie. Oh man, I'm about to really piss somebody out for this one. You a Cowboys fan, right?
Correct.
Who do you think the top?
Actually, I don't think he's in there. They just got pictures of him.
I think he might have just been just a.
Yeah,
He
just
might have
being
got in
part
there
of
for
it.
something. Like,
He might have gotten in there for something else.
yeah, because he might not be in there, but they can have like your game plan in there.
Was he ever a coach or something, or was he ever like
Coaching or-
in the front office of some
Mm-mm.
place?
No, I know.
I don't know. We have to.
Let's look because I don't think he's in there. Because if he's in there, that is the politicking at his finest. At his finest. Who you think the top
Yeah, I don't think he's in there. I mean,
four?
I think they just have photos of him in there.
I don't think he's in there.
He's not in there. He's the worst quarterback in
Yes.
all time history.
I didn't think he could be in there.
He didn't even have a championship.
Okay, I know he had a championship.
I don't think they made the playoffs from what it looked like.
My favorite soundbite. When the NFL does like these blasts from the past. They ask a young Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Who's about, I don't know, this time he was about 5. Who's your favorite quarterback? Know what he says?
What's that?
Joe Montana.
Oh, yeah.
Not even his dad.
With a straight face. Not even like no joking. With a straight face. He said,
Joe
Joe
Montana,
Montana.
bro?
He said, no, it's not your, the guy says, it's not your dad? Nope. Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
Wow.
Now, I'm about to make some Cowboys fans mad. And we're going to move on.
Yep.
Who you think the top 4 quarterbacks? Cowboys. Top 4 Cowboys quarterbacks.
Cowboys top 4 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
This is easy, man.
Gotta have Aikman in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trey, I mean, that's a given.
Mhm. I agree.
Tony Romo, that's a given.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Give maybe Roger Staubach.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Who would the 4th be? Wow.
Oh, if you can't name a 4th, that's fine. You just stick with those 3?
Yeah,
I would say top 3.
Just the top 3?
Top 3.
Yeah.
I debate that.
All right.
I don't think Tony Romo should even be in there.
Holy cow.
I think. Well, let me see.
It was-
Tony Romo's
he had consistent play.
Tony Romo is a great regular season quarterback. And I said this to Fuzz. I'm sorry. I said this to Aaron.
Right.
Me using real names.
Right.
I said this to Aaron because he's a Cowboy fan too. I've never heard a Cowboy fan give Quincy Carter love.
I love Quincy Carter.
You know what Quincy Carter did for y'all?
What?
He's y'all last playoff win.
No, I agree with that. I love Quincy Carter, but he didn't have enough time to prove that he would have been a good quarterback.
But in his short time, he did something Tony Romo never did.
Win a playoff game. Listen, I totally agree with that. But you can't give that up for 6, 7, 8, 9 years of consistent 3,000-4,000 passing yard seasons. I mean, that's non-comparable, man. Come on. Now, the way I feel about Tony Romo is the same way you feel about Eli Manning, except for the opposite, right? Great quarterback, does great things, but has bad moments.
Okay, that's fair.
And that's the best way to sum his career up. Yeah, because I mean,
that's very fair.
And I'm watching games when I'm just thinking like this is his time, like he's gonna.
And he falls short.
And he falls short every time.
That's fair.
Every time.
That's the fairest criticism I heard of Tony Romo in a long time, and I wish Eli would get some more of that criticism with being the average quarterback with great moments. But I'm gonna get off Eli because I can ride him all day.
I can't give you Eli, man.
Everybody should give him Eli. Come on now.
I can't give you Eli. Not off 2.
Has Eli ever been? Just really think about it.
Even in those Super Bowls, think about it. If David Tyree dropped that ball,
right?
You just gave the Patriots
but
perfect season.
That ball doesn't get to David Tyree without Eli. So the ball doesn't get to David Tyree. That ball doesn't get to Mario Manningham on the sideline without Eli.
It's called a Hail Mary.
No.
Okay.
The one with Manningham was on the sideline.
Manningham was fine.
On the outside.
Tyree, he just chucked it up and chucked up. He just threw it up there.
Okay.
They zoomed in on his face, man. His eyes just right here.
Listen, it was a great catch.
He had his eyes closed.
Listen, it was a great catch, but it wouldn't have got there without Eli.
So Brad Johnson's a great quarterback.
Brad Johnson had Ward Dunn, Mac Allstott. You had a top
First
10,
of all,
top 5
even
defense.
That Super Bowl, the defensive player was the MVP of that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Dexter
I
Jackson.
totally agree.
Okay, so Eli Manning had, David Tyree, Brandon Jacobs.
He had the other guy.
David Tyree never made a Pro Bowl.
Who was the Lightning for?
Mario Manningham never made a Pro Bowl.
David Tyree he had Plexico Burress on that team.
Plexico Burress, yeah, he did have him. Plexico Burress.
Yeah, Plexico Burress on that team.
Okay, that Mike Allstott did make a Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yes, he did.
But let's not forget. See, fact check.
He had Keyshawn Johnson.
Warwick Dunn was not on that team. The running back was Michael Pittman.
It was Michael Pittman.
Oh, okay. Well, he still had Keyshawn Johnson and Mike Allstott.
Keyshawn Johnson had no big game.
But he was an all-star. He was a Pro Bowler.
So Tampa Bay, Brad Johnson had
They had
Keyshawn,
more, I think, defensive touchdowns in that Super Bowl than they had.
Because their defense was way better.
And they knew the
And
plays.
just like the defense was way better.
They knew the plays
but
because of
Eli had less to work with. I mean,
that's not true.
That's not
That
true?
is not true at all.
That's
not true at all.
I think the best offensive player they might have had behind Odell Beckham right now is probably Plaxico Burress.
You remember that running game?
Brandon Jacobs, yes, but he didn't do it by himself.
It was Brandon Jacobs and another guy.
And another guy.
I forgot the other guy.
That offense was way better. That offense had way more pieces than Tampa Bay had. Way more pieces.
Also, to say that he's great, he also limped into the playoffs. They were both wild card teams. They were never like a number one in their division.
And I totally agree with that.
I mean, and the first Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, they had to win the last game to get in, and then they just got on a streak to win it.
I totally agree with that. And, I mean, playoff football is all about going on streaks.
That's true.
I mean, you can win 4 games. And
we did it. Y'all did.
Y'all
was number one seed.
Yeah, we ran.
Yeah, y'all number one.
We can win 4 games and wind up.
We can. But I feel good. I love this. Anytime I can bash Eli Manning.
I think that's what it is. I feel like it's some unjust bias.
No, you know why?
Going on between y'all.
No, it's just that I don't like when I believe that people are awarded greatness that don't deserve it. That makes sense? Like, I think if you... I'll pick at this by JP all the time, and we're going to go on something else. I'll pick at this by JP all the time about the 49ers. I hate the 49ers. I hate Kaepernick.
Shout out
because
Vern today.
Well, yeah.
Hate is such a strong word, though. Is it hate?
Strongly
really?
dislike.
No, I can use the word hate.
Oh,
I don't know if I use the word hate.
First of all, He had Kaepernick flex on him.
Yes. And that's why. No, not I wish Kaepernick would be in the league. I like Kaepernick as a person, but as the quarterback for the 49ers, I hated him.
Right.
You know why? And this is how I think about all those great moments he had that gets overshadowed. I remember vividly, we had I'm a Green Bay fan for guys who just don't have a clue. 3rd and 17, 3rd and 15. Kaepernick ran the ball on us.
I remember that.
And then he flexed on him.
And he flexed on us. and Clay Matthews get him an extra hit out of bounds, and Joe Staley pushed Clay Matthews.
I remember that.
But his greatness is not rewarded. I don't think his greatness now, especially now with his protest, his greatness is overshadowed. But when an average guy like Eli about to get benched starts crying, oh my God, the media world just
yeah. If he was that good, you think they would have benched him? Even considering whatever situation was going on there.
Brett Favre never got benched in Green Bay, and he held our team hostage for 3 years. Seriously,
Yep.
What
He
2.5
retired and he
years?
came back.
But when you look at what the Giants was going through last year, right?
Mhm.
When you look at what they was going through last year with their team and just how the offense wasn't moving, even with Odell Beckham being out. I mean, as a coach, I feel like you have to do something to ignite the team, to ignite the offense. And even if it's sitting down your star quarterback for a game or quarter or half or something, like you have to do something to
He's not a star.
ignite the offense.
He ain't playing.
I said star team. I said star team.
I thought you said star.
I said
Oh yeah,
star team
oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
Your
starting
star team quarterback. If you got a bench for a while, they
Was he not
reignite the
ever in the
offense.
Pro Bowl?
Yeah, of course.
Was he?
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
I guess so.
Oh, Marv, you just killing this
Yeah,
man.
he,
You
Marvin
are
got
killing this
strong
man.
dislike for Eli
I see
Manning.
that. I see that.
I'm trying to be fair. Well, I'm trying to think of another quarterback who I don't ride like that. Who I think don't nobody get the kind of love he get anyway. Boo.
I'm a quarterback guy, man. I love quarterbacks. I'm a big pocket passing quarterback. I'm a fan of pocket passing quarterback just because of the mental stability that it takes to, dissect defenses and do stuff like that.
That's true.
So,
all right, guys. When I rode on Eli, now we're gonna go back. Ooh, it got my blood boiling, y'all. I'm sorry. I had it. Now we're gonna a topic we talked about 2 weeks ago is school worth it?
Is school worth it?
Now we're gonna let you. I give my answer. I say I think it depends. He gave his answer, and he is a recipient of a degree from University of Central Florida. I'm a recipient of a degree from OC Tech. We're gonna let Gerald give his opinion.
okay. Well, I got my degree from South Carolina State, mechanical engineering technology. I really don't. At this point in my life, after going to school for some years, and graduating, and just being in business for a while, I'm just realizing that college is not necessarily worth it, man. I mean, if you have a passion and something that you enjoy, something that you enjoy doing, I think you should go after that, man. College is another expense, another bill that is not necessarily worth it. I mean, you look at all the entertainers and hairstylists and people that necessarily didn't have to go to college to attain the level of success that they have, and it's it's something that I think the world has a mixed illusion about going to college, but just because of the way they train us and the way they groom us coming up, like, oh, you have to go to college, but
It's not a necessity.
definitely
For
not
sure.
a necessity. Definitely not a necessity. It's so crazy because I had this talk with my daughters a couple weeks ago about running a successful business and not necessarily going to college. Of course, I'm trying to take the cheap way out because I don't want to pay for college. But
I know what you want to do.
right, or
Yep.
just knowing what you want to do in general. I mean, especially nowadays with the information that colleges give you is so obtainable with the internet and different tools and things like that.
Yep.
So you can get the same information and knowledge off the internet that you get from college. Every
free.
book they give you, every book you got to pay for is on the internet, and
That's
you can
right.
just buy it yourself and read and study it yourself.
That's coming from a man. But see, you guys have degrees that I think make sense. You're mechanical engineer. That is a you had a degree for a what's wrong to use like would it be a concentrated degree like your degree
psychology
like your degree correlates straight to your job.
Right.
Your degree correlates straight to your job. I think when you start getting degrees like I went to school for business. Well, I got my associate business just for working purposes, just because I know that the place I work for, they look, I guess, happily upon it. I don't know what I'm going to use. But, like, if I just want to open my own business, I don't think I should go to school for business.
Not necessarily.
If I want to be, I think your degree should match what your profession is. If you're going to run a nonprofit, I think you should just take nonprofit classes, not get a degree in. I'm pretty sure they got a bachelor's in nonprofit organization.
Yeah, it's probably business.
It'd be business under that. And I think you can, YouTube that. You probably could just straight up YouTube it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what college does, man. College, your degree from a college, any college, gives, lets employers know that you have the ability to learn.
Yep.
That's all it does.
Which is the work keys now.
Right. And that's all it does is say this person has the ability to learn this information.
Yep.
And that's all it does.
Yeah, there's some other things too, though. So last time we were talking about that whole thing, and I read something in Forbes about people who go to Ivy League schools versus just a traditional state college or whatever it may be. And the one thing that they said, and this was for Ivy League specifically, but I think it's in every school, you can build connections in college.
Right.
Whereas sometimes it is a struggle to get into a certain, area of work without having a connection.
That's
right.
True.
I mean, if you don't know someone or if you don't know how to get in contact with them, I don't know if you've ever had to apply on LinkedIn or Indeed or stuff like that.
Definitely.
There's no direct contact, right? You're sending an email to somebody and praying and hoping that their recruitment side, like, oh, I see this guy, let me forward it to the hiring manager, and maybe they'll like it. Yeah. But if you had direct access, right, like a job fair hosted at your school or a job fair in your state or something like that, right? I think some schools, they'll allow you to connect better with other people. And even like as an entrepreneur, right? Like you might come across a lot of these great people come across the person that they do business with in school, right?
Right.
I mean, just like a big example would be Microsoft. Paul Allen and Bill Gates, right? They were in college together. They dropped out together. They started their business.
They was in high school together.
They were in high school together, right?
Right.
So, and I don't know about too many people in college that met each other in college and did it. But I mean, maybe the Mark Zuckerberg thing, I never really understood if you knew those guys beforehand or not. But even just the one I was telling you about, man, remember Jet.com?
Yep.
The one I was telling you about. So this guy, I forgot his name, but he's a CEO for Jet.com, and he sold his company to Walmart, right? He was also the CEO and creator of Quidsy, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Quidsy or not. They sell diapers and things online for people who don't want to go to the store.
Right.
Well, he sold Quidsy to Amazon, and he kind of felt bad after he sold it. But the thing to take away from it is he started all those companies with people he knew from back in the day, right? When he's like, man, I guess they were already successful perhaps, or maybe they just wanted to do something on the side. Right. But that's something you can meet people and something college can bring along.
That's true.
Right?
That's definitely true.
And it can bring you to people with different skill sets, right? Because your general education courses, they tend to be with other students in other degrees or different degrees, I guess. Right. So, I mean, it's good and bad. You don't need it. Definitely don't need it. It's not like I need it. No. Right. You maybe you go take a class or two at your local.
Be honest, I never thought about it like that as far as networking goes.
Oh, yeah.
You do network.
That's what it is.
Yep. You network with so many people in college. I mean, and from different areas, different places.
Yep.
I never thought about that.
That's the same thing in that Forbes article. I was like, dang, you're right.
Yeah.
That's what Facebook was for years. It was only a networking within it. You had to be at a college.
Yep.
And you can only network with that college at first.
Yeah, it was like you and students from your school, and it would be a network for you guys, like outside. Like it would be like an alumni program. Like I don't know. Apparently UCF has some alumni program somewhere in Columbia. Okay. I could go join or whatever, and it'll just be grads from UCF. Right. And maybe they're hiring, and you're looking for a job. Bam, they'll give you a job because you hang out with them. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure SC State has it. Like if you go look around, they probably have an alumni group, right? Because not everyone stays where they went to school.
Right.
Right. Obviously, I'm here from Florida, and
It's one in every state, and you see him at the homecoming parade, like SC State alum from Pennsylvania, SC State alum from California, and we talking about businesses. You got a mechanical engineering,
right?
But that didn't stop you from opening them and running a business, which is.
I am currently the co-owner of Cloud9, 1664 Russell Street, downtown Orangeburg.
Come out.
Hookah Lounge and Bistro.
They got great food.
Yeah, the food is definitely great. And, for the most part, I was raised with the entrepreneurial spirit. My uncle, when I was young, my uncle would take me out with him to work almost every weekend. Getting up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So I think that's where I learned that business, entrepreneurial mindset. And he always told me, and it stuck with me to this day, that, if you ever do anything, you want to own it yourself. You want to be in business with yourself, and you want to own it yourself. So that kind of stuck with me throughout the years, man. And big shout out to my partners, man. Aaron Gillespie and Dean Gillespie, the Gillespie brothers, man. We've been friends, grew up together. And, And we just got together and decided to make this thing happen, man. I think it's a big misconception for minorities to think that they can't own businesses, and it's actually not as hard as you guys think it is. You just got to want to do it and put your mindset together and understand that it's a grind.
Motivation.
And you do have to grind to get it.
Yep.
See, that's part of the trick, I think. Let's make them think it's hard. We're talking about house buying. It's a lot of work, but in the end, what is worth work? What is this is worth it? The thing I like about seeing you and Fuzz, I don't know Aaron Brothers that. I'm not even fake the funk like I know Fuzz brother. I don't know him, but I'm glad he's in it.
Right.
When you see, there's one thing. See, I know you, Gerald, and if me seeing you do it, it's a different kind of motivation from some guys from out of town. I don't know where they got their money from. I don't know what they're doing. But to see guys I know who are just hardworking guys who put the time in and running something like, well, you know what? That's motivation. And make you want to support. I don't get the support as much as I would like to because I have my children a lot. But, if something was to come up where I was able to bring, my younger ones, I'm there, but I just like to see that, especially in Orangeburg, we are a large reflection of the population.
Okay.
And I think the owners of business should reflect that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think we should reflect it. And I like you guys doing that. Cloud9.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Listen, man, if y'all guys see me in the street, anywhere, in a grocery store, and y'all want any information about business, anything that I've done, I've always been taught, each one teach one. So if y'all want to know anything, y'all stop me, y'all ask me. I have people do it all the time. Sit down, I'll tell you everything I know, everything I've learned, and I'm not, shy about it. So whatever y'all guys want to know, if I can help y'all out, man, y'all let me know.
See, and I love that.
Yep.
Cloud9, check it out. Keep looking. I'm pretty sure we'll end up tagging the Does it have a Facebook page?
Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure we'll end up tagging the Cloud9 inside of our in our captions, so you'll be able to tag it and see what it's about. If not, I'm pretty sure Gerald or Fuzz will make sure it's in there in the comments so you guys can see it and click on it and see what it's about. It's a grown spot. That's what I like about it. Couple times me and my old lady went, it's a grown spot.
There you go.
It's not a spot for, and I hate to be disrespectful to certain age group. It's not young kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I go out, I don't go out for the same reason as a 21-year-old goes out.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
Yep.
So, hey, I'm glad we Cloud9. And we're going to wrap it up with, this was supposed to be our main topic, but we're running short on time. But we're going to talk about, I want you guys to comment too. It started off with the best high schools in the million that produce the most athletes.
Yep.
Right.
And since Michelle's from out of town.
Oh, man.
Michelle's out of town. We're going to let him talk about where he's from.
I'll at least explain where my high school is and some
Okay.
of the famous people from my high school.
Okay.
When I say famous, just athletes, basically.
Right.
I went to Olympia High School, Orlando, Florida. Shout out to the Titans. I guess the most famous person, Chris Johnson, NFL running back, Tennessee Titans, 2,000-yard rusher at one point in his career. Played with Vince Young. As far as NFL is concerned, Trevor Siemian, Denver Broncos. He's from our school as well. And if you watch college football, DeAndre Francois, he's at Florida State. He also went to my high school.
The redhead Haitian.
Hey. I got a couple other guys. I got my boy Mike Lockley. He's not well known. Nobody really knows him. He played in the CFL, and he also played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think, for a season. He's also an entrepreneur. He started his own gym called Total Body Sports. Shout him out. Check him out. This guy's a beast. Look him up on Facebook. I don't know if you guys remember when Florida Gulf Coast went kind of deep in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
There's a guy on that team named Sherwood Brown.
With the dreads.
With the dreads. He went to high school with me, 09, class of 09. Yep. There's a guy named Brad Miller, plays for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay.
There's another guy named Nick Gordon, Minnesota Twins, baseball. And then there's another guy, I guess, Jesse Winker. I don't know all these guys, but
that's pretty big.
Yep. And my school was relatively new compared to a lot of high schools over there.
What size classification is your school?
What do you mean? It was like the top 1A or whatever one.
No, we mean like 1A, or like the size, like 1A, 2A, 3A.
Yeah, 1A.
Okay.
But see,
or is it opposite?
Because it's different.
It's the opposite
Yeah,
here.
it's different
Okay.
in Florida. Yeah.
I don't know. It
Our
was
bigger schools are 5As.
Okay, it was probably the same then.
Okay.
5A, 6A, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we played the big schools. I told Marvin we played. If you ever heard of Montverde Academy, like that was our road games, and they had it was not even fair.
Right.
But I mean, we hung with them. I
Right.
think that was like one of our only losses other than state championship. We lost. Man, that was bad. State championship.
Okay.
It's on you. I know what mine is. What you think? What school you think produced the best athletes?
I gotta say though, before I go, I've heard 3 places that produce the most NFL players: Ohio, the state of Ohio, right, and then it is Florida, but it's like Miami-Dade County specifically. That's where you got them Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And then
Texas.
no, it wasn't Texas actually. It was another northern state that was took it.
Is it New Jersey?
It was Pennsylvania and Ohio. That's what it was.
Might have been Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's
but
not
a lot
fair.
of them are like big linemen and stuff from the north.
That's not fair though, because those guys they
And it kind of depends on
fluctuate
when
between
you
the-
say produce talent. I mean,
This is state-wise.
but it kind of depends on what sport you're talking about.
It was specifically in NFL.
No, but
Specifically in
see, he
NFL?
did. What I just say straight athlete. What
Right.
you mean? Because we know guys that were great athletes
Right.
that just didn't
Oh,
make
yeah.
it.
Right.
Yep.
So when I'm saying greatest athlete, it could be. I hate to use him as an example.
Yep.
I like to put Calhoun County in that list because I tell people, everybody around here knows Charles Ben one of the best receivers that never got it.
Right.
They never got the chance to.
Show off his-
And those who know Charles Ben is Alshon's older brother.
Right.
Probably the best receiver I ever seen.
Right.
10 times better than Alshon.
I'm not gonna say 10 times better. He's just a different receiver.
He just really
Yeah,
good.
Alshon-
He was better. I
He was better.
had the opportunity to play against him. He was.
He was
better.
really
He was a
good.
beast.
Yeah. He was really better.
See, Alshon is a bigger body.
Yeah.
Alshon's
Big dude.
He put you on the mind frame of Peter Ward.
Okay.
Peter
that's
Ward
very
style
fair.
player.
Yeah.
That's
Peter Ward
exactly
style
who he was.
Not the fastest, definitely the quickest, definitely a smart football player, and
Just didn't
open
work out
field.
for him.
Yeah.
And Charles and Alshon said that's his motivation. He said it's not easy to be motivated when you see your brother and you know what he should have been.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
what school you say?
I gotta go with the St. Thomas Aquinas. Is that I'm pronouncing it right?
Yep.
Man, I mean, when you talking about the type of athletes they produce down there, I mean, to me, it's amazing. Actually, and majority of them, they go to Miami, but they've recently started to branch out to different places. But I mean, the Muck, that's a nickname for it, right?
Muck?
The Muck.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about the
Yo.
nickname of it, but
Yep.
yeah.
And
That's what they call it?
The Monk Bowl, because it's one county with 2 schools.
Yep.
And these 2 schools are like produced. And it's,
What what the other school is by any chance?
No.
I mean, I think as of this year, the NFL count might have been up to 20 or 25
From their schools?
from their school.
NFL.
NFL.
That's crazy.
They have a
That is-
documentary. NFL Network did one on it.
Did
Did
they?
a
I think it's
ESPN
called the Muck Bowl.
a 30 for 30
They got 30 for 30
on
too?
high school. Yeah.
Dang.
It's called the
Yeah.
Muck Bowl.
One of the things they do for training, they chase rabbits through the mud.
Dang.
Nope.
That's something they use for a training tool.
It's because they burn the sugar canes, and when you burn the sugar canes, the rabbits run out. You have to catch the rabbits.
Dang.
In a burning field.
In a burning field.
That's crazy.
Right.
Hey.
And they use that for a training tool. So yeah,
it'll get you moving.
That's probably the top of my list, man.
Okay, well I'm gonna keep it local. I'm gonna say the Dub, baby.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say the Dub. I have my own prejudice, I guess. Yeah, I'm being prejudiced. I'm gonna say OW. Let me tell you why I say OW. Gerald, you know, I don't think. I'm getting in trouble. I'm gonna leave that out. I just think some of us didn't go to the next level because maybe we didn't know all the resources available.
Agreed.
Okay, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that. Let that be what it's gonna be. When I just think about my junior year, Gerald's ahead of me. My junior year, I tell people this. My junior year, I was one of the smallest linemen on the team. And I was at that time, same height, so 5'11", 6 foot, 325 pounds. I was one of the smallest linemen. We had Big B at left tackle. Big B
was about 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, I don't know what his weight is, but I'm gonna guess away.
I played with Big B too, so I kind of know.
Yeah,
because
Big
boy,
he
was a freshman. Yeah,
he's in between us.
Yep.
I'm a Big B. Don't get mad at me. I'm gonna say he was about 340. You can say whatever, you can comment and say
I gave you 325, B. So
we had Big Sam. Sam was about 340. He probably was the same weight, just shorter.
Dang, how tall was he?
I'm gonna give Sam an honest 6'1",
6'1".
Gavin was small too. I was talking about you today, Gavin. He made a comment. Gavin, we used to call us the Fat Boys. Gavin was a lineman, but in his mind, he's a wide receiver, DB.
Dang.
He's a lineman, but
I think every lineman is like that.
In his mind,
that's every lineman.
Hey man,
in his mind,
we got there catching it too.
Right.
He's a DB. Now, then you had Jamal ended up going to Clemson. He's just a huge thing. Lil Yulee. His big brother played football, named Ulysses, so we call him Lil Yulee. He was huge. We had Tatum, which is Jose's little brother. I mean, you go to school and your brother was something. You the little one.
Yep.
You little Tate. Serena's, he was a linebacker, 225 pounds. And I know Serena's about 6'1.5".
Yeah.
And that's just our class. You had Addison Barron. You had Gerald, those guys' class. And I just think
I think my sophomore year, we had 11 players signed D1 scholarships. My sophomore year. That's the year Barron, Ryan.
The whole offensive line got full rides.
Yep.
The whole entire line.
Jose, all those guys, 11 guys. So
these were huge human beings.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
These were huge human beings.
North Carolina, Florida State, Clemson.
D1 all the way.
We have to come back. I want to know why Jose only went to Savannah State. I think Jose might have been too big. Because Jose was a good lineman.
I really don't know.
Resources.
Yeah.
I think it matter resources. I was at W. Of course, we had Woodrow Danzler. It was all kind of things. Side note, I was watching. We got to get up out of here too. What's the show on Netflix about the junior college?
Last Chance U.
Last Chance U.
Yep.
This was on there as a goddamn recruiter.
Who?
Riley Jackson.
For what school?
Some school, like in Mississippi Delta State.
We was talking about Riley the other
Delta
day.
State.
Just trying to figure out,
what
happened.
I look at on Last Chance U. I said,
I know he was coaching though, because he did 4 years at the Citadel, I believe. So he played.
But now he's recruiting.
Okay.
Last Chance U.
Okay.
I said, God dog it. But anyway, that's just.
Well, I gotta tell y'all a story, and I gotta tell you a story, and we can wrap it up.
Okay.
At this. So I'm in Charlotte last year for a job interview, right? So I go on this interview, and talking to the HR lady, and she says, you kind of built for a guy. Did you play football? Said, yeah, I play football. What school did you go to? I went to Orangeburg Wilkinson. You went to Orangeburg Wilkinson? I said, yes, ma'am. I went to Orangeburg Wilkinson. She said, oh, geez, she's in Charlotte now. Never been to South Carolina, never been to Orangeburg. Geez, every time I turn the TV, you guys got somebody going pro. I was like, well, yeah, we do run a tight program, nice program down there. And that just kind of blew me away from just the aspect of other people knowing about the town and the football program. And I think that was kind of cool, man. So that's definitely a cool story I tell people.
That's great. I think we just didn't get the looks. I'm going to just leave it at that.
For sure.
I'm just going to say I think it's other things about. I'm gonna just say that I think. I'm sorry. We just didn't utilize all the resources.
Hey,
because there were some of the biggest guys, and I see some other guys in schools.
Come back to networking?
No.
No,
that's not some. Well, networking for us coaching, but I'm talking about for us as a parents not knowing or students not knowing the resources you can use to get in bigger schools. It might be the longer way, but those resources just weren't
there
as talked about.
Definitely.
As some kids.
That was a lack of like the school knowing, or was that
school? I know I don't want to go there. Not big
resources on both ends.
Yeah, but I would rather go into detail on that. I just want to leave that one hanging. I can go into
I got you.
Yeah, I don't want to leave that.
I would rather be. Throw anyone under the bus. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, I would rather do a deep dive on that one.
Yeah, we're good. All right. Maybe that'll be the next show.
Next show, man. Thank you for joining us, Gerald.
I appreciate y'all guys for having me, man. I definitely had fun, man. I just want to tell the people, man. Love, live, laugh, man. Every day. You never know when it's your last day, man. Enjoy life, live free, be happy, baby.
For sure.
All right. Peace.